It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where division rivals will clash in the AFC South. It's the reigning Super Bowl champs and the Colts, and it comes your way next on Madden NFL 22.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Just a short time ago, smoke from the pyrotechnics filled the dome as the Colts made their way out of the locker room. We're set for football as the Colts get set to match up with their opponents. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you look at our visitors coming into play here. They're squaring off against a very tough unit to throw against.
And this is not one of the better passing offenses in the league to begin with, Brandon. And to illustrate that point, they're down near the bottom of the power ranking, so the focus is going to need to be on possession-type throws. Whether they're trying to use their running backs or tight ends a little bit more, the big thing is to make sure the quarterback gets it out of his hands quickly to his receivers, and they hope to gain an advantage that way.
The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. Taking it about the 1. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And leading them, Charles, their quarterback, their field general.
I read something prepping for this game that he said prior to, and I think he really said it a few months ago, where he talked about he wants to have the type of season that at the end, he's buying gifts for all the guys who have helped him along the way. And I know that the team wants to hold him to that and really get into his wallet. But that's what good leadership gives you. You know, at the end of the season, because you've done a great job, QB, he's usually the guy who springs for the good stuff.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10. He'll drop to throw. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. So opening drive, 3rd down. They complete the slant to move the sticks.
And ordinarily, it's a high percentage pass when you throw it. And receivers like to run that route because it gets the ball in their hands pretty quickly. Just a couple of quick steps upfield, break towards the middle, the ball should be there, and then they can do some work afterwards.
So a holding penalty, and that'll send him backwards.
You know they're trying not to do that. I mean, we know that, right? We talk to them all the time. But sometimes the defensive guys just put you in awkward situations, and you get caught grabbing their jerseys.
Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble, and the Colts pick it up. And the return will stop right around the 25. So the Colts in great position here as they get things started. And they will be led out by their 6'3 quarterback.
And I thought in last week's game, he found a way to win, like a good pitcher, without his best stuff. I mean, he did throw 2 interceptions, offset by 1 touchdown pass. Not the ratio, not the numbers you're really looking for as a QB. But finding a way to win, that's all that really matters.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Going for it all. And incomplete on the deep ball. And now following the incomplete pass, we'll get a timeout here for an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. First carry now for the former Badger, Jonathan Taylor. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Now back to throw. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. picked up by Andre Cisco. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
Andy, you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
They go play action here on first down. Throw left side complete. That's Jordan. Hard running at the 15. And he'll be taken down inside Indy's 15-yard line. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. From the red zone now, they'll look to, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown. A great play there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Black Knights have taken the early lead.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. So that drive, 4 plays. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded right at the goal line. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. We take a look at his numbers on the ground last week. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second and 5. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
First and 10, Taylor now. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
That's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that's going to bring up a third down.
Usually the offense has an answer to anything a defense throws at them, including a safety valve. And that's what they did on that play. They went there, but the defense still made an excellent play and held them to no gain.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
Rolling to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Steps away to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Now a fair catch is called for and taken a few yards across midfield. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. That's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you.
Looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
Now a man open down the middle of the able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. He finds his man complete. It's Crawford. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Again, he'll drop to throw. He'll get this one to Pittman. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Second and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7.
As the field starts to get condensed, the defense likes that a lot because now you don't have as much space to cover, but a well-run corner route there.
Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. So an incomplete pass a moment ago, and that leads to 2nd and goal. Back to throw again. And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. And his kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. Out to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So a costly penalty yardage-wise as that'll move the football down to the spot of the foul.
And what the officials are looking for in these situations, whether you're playing the man or the ball. And if you're playing the man, you get a lot less leeway in terms of what's going to happen at the end of the play. But if you're looking for the football, it's less likely to draw the flag.
And his kick here is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started up at Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, where you see the final score there. Ian Book, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. Next, we head up to the Windy City. Check on the Bears at home, Soldier Field. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Minnesota Vikings. Justin Fields leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. And finally, a good one scheduled for Monday Night Football between the Washington football team and the Dallas Cowboys. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats for our visitors in the first half. And even though they've got a halftime lead, they're likely devising ways as we speak to try and get a little more production from their passing game. Meanwhile, for the Colts, they did not have quite the same amount of success in the passing game that their counterparts did, as you get a look at the numbers there. Final adjustments taking place in both teams' locker rooms. We're closing in on the second half. And to bring it your way, let's go back up to Indianapolis and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. The Colts getting the football first, and they trail here as we are back underway in quarter number 3. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
And he can't escape, and down he goes. He'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. Now a throw here going to be taken in by the tight end, Njoku.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34. The Colts send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the second time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Letting one fly deep for Cooper. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big play that time through the air. 31 yards. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So that, CD, an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
The Colts now, their offense works their way back onto the field. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. Not much there, only a yard. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now a throw here to his running back. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. Short completion, just 4 yards. And that'll bring up a 3rd down. Back to throw. He's got his tight end, David Njoku. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And they end.
And this is caught on the sideline. Are the feet in? They are. What a catch. A big play. 2 minutes left to play in this football game. So the Colts in get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score. He'll be hit and 21. 1st down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Now this will be swung out wide for Taylor, and he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. A nice job to get 11 out of that pass play, but now they face a 3rd and goal. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Read it well, and it's picked. And they'll have the football, but deep in their own territory as he's brought down at the 5. And that one, Charles, is just going to about wrap up what was no doubt a dominating defensive performance.
Yeah, I don't care what team it is. I don't care who you play, whether they're strong offensively or not. Just giving up 3 points in the NFL, that's absolutely a dominant performance and one that they can build on.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. That one looks like he'll throw here. Flush to his right. And they'll mark him down right around the 9, just shy of the 10. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game. He'll look to throw. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
They'll look to throw on the move to his left. Room past the 20 as he's all the way up to the 24-yard line. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors, and it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for our visitors, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, for Indianapolis, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Cleveland to take on the Browns.